Hello everyone, I decided to make a second video about this MIDI controller. I kinda love it, but it still has some flaws and issues. As you can see, the current version is 5.0.0 and it's a stable version, latest stable version. And let's return from the settings screen to the home screen. I currently work in a song mode just to have an ability to organize my presets in some meaningful sets. I'm started with amp, review and drives, yeah, but actually it's just names. It's not songs, right? Because if you work in a regular way with preset library, you have only preset names and banks, yes, and the last enabled presets will be shown here, and it's, this whole device is mostly created around the idea of presets. It's not pretty good working if you have a mindset of pedalboard controlling, and this is the main issue which I want to address today. Let's return to the song mode because it's kinda easier sometimes to work in this way. Okay, as you can see, I just before this video started, I just enabled my MIDI controller, this one, and you can see that some presets currently active, in an active state. You can see them here, phone them, these two, but my sound is clean, right? Because it remembers its previous state, and after the reboot it preserves these states and all presets are active. But if my pedal board was rebooted or disconnected or something happens with it because it's different power supplies and so on, the state of effects will be, not synced absolutely, because for now I need to re-enable everything. And to be honest, this is a major flaws which I currently want to address, because why not to reset everything into the default state, or at least have such option, because it's annoying, because after every reboot I need to enable or disable all the presets into their default state, and this is kinda annoying because some of them important and sometimes you cannot remember which one of them you should use. Like okay, this is a main thing. If you have a pedal board, it may be annoying, because even if you from design perspective, if you want to preserve the current state of presets after the reboot, that's okay, but just play them via MIDI, yeah, okay, it will be fine. Like after some delay, like configurable delay, like 5 seconds after the boot of device, just send all the MIDI commands to match actual state on this screen to the state on other devices. Underneath this pedal board from the screen, on the screen, you can see a lot of pedals, and underneath it I have loop switchers, I have amp controllers, I have MIDI box, I have MIDI pedals, and so on. It's annoying. This thing is kinda okay because you just need to each time to revert them to the default states, and I used to do it. But the other issue, if you're working in a in a preset mode like this, you can see here this layout. As I read that this thing will be changed and you will be able to choose the layout you want to work with, like 3x2 or 5x2, something like this, because For example, I have only 6 buttons here, right? And I just don't need these 4, 5, 9 and 10 presets. I only want to see 6 of them. And it's actually possible, but not in this mode, but it's just possible in this thing right here. Okay, we have. It's much better to see it from a height of the while you're standing, yeah. But if you change the preset order, I mean, when you change the bank via the foot switch like this, the view will be changed, and this thing is annoying because it's clearly possible to to adjust your TRS inputs to something like more mindful, more more controllable way. Like you can say that this input, like number 4, this input number 4, like it's connected to the 2 button foot switch. It will be enough, and all issues will be resolved. Because right now it thinks like it has 10 buttons, which actually isn't true. But also, okay, also if I will use this EC controller, like this one, small one, and I can list the banks or songs on it and nothing changes. So I mean, it's clearly possible. To be honest, I have no other complaints. It is small issues. If you're using this controller, it's not a big deal, I think, because it's still a very powerful device. Especially I love the amount of different connections. It's very helpful sometimes when you want to use something like a MIDI host, not a MIDI host, USB host properties, or like CV output, and so it's nice thing. So I think this thing is nice. I can control my amp, I can control my pedals. That's fine. And I have no issues, only since I'm trying to control my pedals, some of them require kinda crazy way of switching. Let me show you. For example, this one. If you want to switch like origin effects channels, you need to send few commands like on off this sequence. Yes, it's based on sequences, and I hate this because it's not truly understandable how to use these AB options, because it's just, why not just toggling? Why not this? I kinda still couldn't understand truly, because for example, regular things, you have just one thing, just one MIDI option, like while it on it will send 127, while it off it will send 0. That's enough to control my loop switcher. Fine, it worked, but for some other pedals that's definitely not enough. I also faced some issues with MIDI with this device. Sometimes it just stopped working, but I only faced it one time. I think it wasn't just some kind of bug. So it's kinda, that's it. I love this device because it's really helpful. Without it, I struggled a lot to to press different buttons, to organize different orders of pedalboard. And with this controller, it make my life much easier. So that's it. Have a nice day.